Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alex Mikulev. I am the sales director from Vizrt for channels in Europe.
Меня зовут Алекс Маклев, и я директор по продажам в Vizrt.
I'm very happy to be here. Thank you, DNK, for inviting us.
Спасибо ДНК за приглашение на это мероприятие.
And the reason that the Vizrt were very happy to be involved today is, as you may know, earlier this year Vizrt acquired NewTek, which includes NDI, and NDI is now one of our 3 key brands of our group.
Причина, по которой мы присутствуем на данном мероприятии, это объединение с компанией NewTek и Vizrt, которое произошло в этом году.
And I had hoped to bring our product specialist, Roberto Musso, with me today to be able to present. However, he had trouble getting a visa in time.
И презентация будет, значит, на русском языке проходить. В общем, вы сможете ознакомиться.
So what I have today for you is a presentation where you'll hear his voice, but we've translated all of the text into Russian. I hope it's easy enough for you to follow.
Ну, сейчас вы видите, значит, презентацию. Она подготовлена на русском языке. Ну, пожалуйста.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hi to everyone. This is Roberto Musso, IP Regional Product Manager EMEA at Vizrt. So sorry not to be here with you in person today. And with this presentation, I will share with you some information about our vision regarding the IP transition, something that is happening now and whom we should be prepared to approach. The IP revolution is here. SMPT 2110 and NDI are standards designed from the ground up to break apart video, audio, and ancillary data, enabling truly flexible workflow. There are several benefits that comes with the shift from SDI to IP, no matter what IP technology or standard you choose, and similar evolution already happened in the audio world with Dante and AS67. Today, many broadcasters experience that building IP-based studios and production environment cost the same or even more than SDI-based solution. Primarily because slightly cheaper gear is offset by more complex infrastructure. If the IP infrastructure you choose for your production facility can help you avoiding some of that increased complexity, will have anyway an important impact on your business case. What we should look for moving to IP? If we are looking at the studio and infrastructure cost in isolation, that's really no cost benefit going to IP. But a single studio project is one thing. More efficient ways of working is something completely different. And it's in the efficient ways of working enabled by IP IT software-based solution that the real money saving can be found. How to handle the shift from SDI to IP is not only a matter of technical aspect, but creativity and imagination are probably the main aspect that could turn the change in a huge advantage. What IP has changed in our life already? Many of us had to deal with parallel printer, where to give a document to someone, the printer has to be connected with this big multi-wire cable to the computer. Today, not only we can print a document on a printer installed on the other side of the world, but we can share a virtual document on the cloud and collaborate on it with other people around the globe. In the audio world already happened. Audio world offers very good example of case where the complexity of interoperability, interconnection, format conversion has been solved just moving to IP. Just imagine the complexity of the formats in the audio world. For many years, audio users had to deal with different connector standard, impedance, level, and signal formats. But more than this, audio over IP technology offers a lot of new tools and solutions to make audio production more easy, powerful, and flexible. Interoperability is the keyword. This is the real advantage moving to IP. Just imagine how powerful could be a production workflow where all the equipment and application are talking to each other with the same language and physical connections. With just a network connection and infrastructure, an automation application is able to manage a software graphic engine and a software-based visual mixer who will receive and send video and audio signal on the same network. And a software-based environment will just grow easily, offering new tools and workflow solutions. Why IP instead of SDI? This is the promise of IP. Infrastructure based on common off-the-shelf hardware. Less rack space, less cabling, less power consuming. Signals are distributed within the network. Pick up any signal anywhere, no desk-centric approach. Flexible assignment of hardware to production. No need for embedder for audio metadata processing. Future-proof, support for all resolution up to 32K, high frame rate. Benefit from future IT evolution. 100 gigabit Ethernet, 400 gigabit Ethernet is already deployed. What are the challenges of IP? What customer and we are facing? Shift in technology, new and often unknown area of expertise and tools are required. Position will shift from video engineer to IT administration. Way too many acronyms. Standards are evolving, and there are new ways to establish things that all IP environment. Some are in the making now, like audio channel mapping, compression, and so on. Planning requires good knowledge of IT infrastructure. And what does common off-the-shelf hardware mean? Not every switch can be used. There are few requirements that need to be fulfilled. In example, in 2110 hardware support for PTP is required. SDI versus IP. Well, in the picture on the left, there is just an SDI router, where on the right, we have a complete NDI-based studio with Vision Mixer, Instant Replay, and I/O module. And what about 2110 versus NDI? 2110 is uncompressed, higher bitrate, no CPU load. 2110-22 is about compression, but no decision is published yet. Where NDI is compressed, lower bitrate, the compression happens on CPU or FPGA. In 2110, dedicated hardware is currently needed, where NDI works with standard network interface. In 2110, number of I/O depend on hardware, where in NDI, available number of I/O dependent on bandwidth and CPU. NDI string can be generated both by software, CPU, or FPGA. NMOS ISO4 and ISO5 in 2110 are used to control input and output flows, where in NDI control can be done by application through the SDK. Additional registration and discovery server are necessary for NMOS control in 2110, where registration and discovery is built in NDI through the Apple Bonjour and MDNS. Synchronization in 2110 use ST2059 PTP. All devices share the same clock, where in NDI no sync, but internal CPU clock is used. Managed network infrastructure is required in 2110, where in NDI is recommended but not mandatory. Protected flow are available in 2110, where the redundancy is on packet level, and there is no packet drop protection in NDI. ST2110 versus NDI in numbers. So here a chart where you can see the bitrate difference between SMPT 2110 and NDI. Consider that NDI is variable bitrate compression, and the data above refer to the maximum bitrate. Now, here the question, is compression always bad? Not necessarily. In a video production workflow, at some point, signal will be compressed. either for transmission or for recording for archive or editing for transform a raw content to a product. And the idea behind NDI is to have a very efficient compression of the source and avoid any further recompression until delivery. An NDI stream can be recorded to a disk and played back without a recompression cycle. Let's go a little bit more in deep about NDI. NDI is a video over IP solution developed by NewTek with the goal to use an existing network infrastructure as an evolution of the SDI-based video production workflow. Bullet point about NDI. An NDI infrastructure is user-friendly and very easy to configure. The NDI SDK is publicly available and allows to develop applications to write and read NDI streams. NDI video use compression, ProRes DNX HD type quality. The compression type is variable bitrate, where the typical data rate at 1080p can be up to 170 megabit per second. SDI to NDI conversion latency is less than a frame. NDI compression quality is extremely good. Artifact analysis comparing an NDI stream with an uncompressed signal show a very low difference in artifacts. The result is very close to uncompressed. NDI contain video, alpha channel, audio, bidirectional control, and metadata. NDI is bidirectional. With a single cable, every source can be even a destination. NDI is a free-to-use proprietary technology. Sending and receiving NDI streams do not require any routing. Interconnection are through the network infrastructure. Any NDI-capable tool in the network can send or receive NDI stream. Device can receive and send from to multiple destinations at the same time. Signals per cable in practice. When NDI is managed by a Vizrt production mixer as vector, all the preview streams are low bitrate. Only the stream used in program out are full bitrate. And so at 1080p, NDI 1 to 6 source are low bitrate, around 40 megabit per second, and only NDI 7 is full bitrate, for a global bitrate of 410 megabit per second. How can we learn and test NDI? Just go on the NDI website, download and install NDI tools, and play with it. And here a simple setup to test NDI in your office network using NDI tools. So, and finally, how does it look an IP infrastructure? So you can see that there are SDI or audio to IP input and output module, but everything is around the network switch and the network infrastructure. So you can see that the Viz engine, audio mixer, and other IP source and destination are through the network. And finally, thank you for attending to this presentation. I hope you found many interesting information about IP and especially NDI workflow.
So I hope that was followable in the Russian text. Again, I want to say thank you to DNK for inviting us here today.
Спасибо, что ДНК, что пригласили нас выступить. Я думаю, вы разобрались с текстом, который был на презентации.
And the final thing I'll say is that Vizrt has solutions. We are IP agnostic. Of course, we own NDI, but we also have solutions around 2110, if that is something you're interested in as well.
Еще раз хочу напомнить, что Vizrt продолжает поддерживать как решение на базе NDI, так и 2120.
Although I think Roberto gave a very compelling reason why NDI is probably going to be the solution you might want to choose.
Я думаю, что вам было интересно послушать эту информацию касательно выбора и основы для работы с NDI.
Thank you very much. If you have more questions in English, I'm here.
Если есть вопросы, пожалуйста, задавайте.
And if not, please talk to our colleagues from DNK who have all the experts that will be able to help you.
Также можете обращаться к нашим коллегам из ДНК. Они помогут вам сориентироваться.
Спасибо.
Спасибо.